Yes, man. I've been watching this series on Netflix. HB, I haven't been able to peel off of it. Selena, the series starring Christian Serratos. You know her from The Walking Dead. You even saw her in the Black Keys video. Incredible actress, superb mom. Christian, welcome to the show. Sway in the morning, Grand Rising.
Hey, Christian.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. We were just having a whole conversation about you. Can you, when people talk about you, do you feel it? Like, do your skin crawl or something?
Well, I was listening to you guys, so I knew it. But no, it's fine. I do consider myself a little bit introverted, so it is still a weird sensation for me, even though I've been in this business for a minute now. But I think it's nice. The point is that people watch the things that you do and hopefully like them. So I just I'm glad that people are watching and people are talking.
Absolutely. Damn, how can you be an introvert working in Hollywood? That must be that must be a daily conflict.
It is. I think there's a lot of us actually.
A lot of introverts in Hollywood.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, that's why we have so many therapists, HB, because it's just that constant conflict. Well, let me ask you this, because we were talking about this role. First of all, congratulations on the success of your career. Your beautiful daughter with the illest name ever. Congratulations on all the things you're doing. When we were talking about Selena, we were talking about just how impactful she was, and a lot of folks didn't find out until her untimely demise. But as growing up for you as a kid, I would imagine this would be a dream role, like something every young lady might imagine playing when they got into acting. What was your relationship with Selena? Did you have any with her music growing up?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was a huge Selena fan growing up. She was somebody that I definitely I identified with. I grew up in a Mexican-American household, and having somebody like Selena to look up to or even aspire to be anything like was so important for me. And I grew up listening to all her music. Her music was playing in the house constantly. And the older I got, the more ownership I took of my being a fan of hers.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, all my friends are huge Selena fans. It was something that I thought I'd never get the opportunity to do. I dreamed of telling a story that had something to do with Selena, but it had been done so well before, and it was so grand for me that I couldn't even imagine it as a reality. So the fact that I have played her now still hasn't really hit me. I don't think it will for maybe a couple of years.
For a couple of years, damn, you can't. Hey, Christian, we don't know what a couple of years hold. Go ahead and celebrate today, okay? These years been a little tricky.
Right.
Let me ask you this, because I remember, for some reason, I'm not the Selena expert, but I remember her dad Abraham. I always remember the dad because I always like the roles that dads play in people's life. And he played, sometimes he was seen as a bad guy when needed. Sometimes he was the guy that was pushing the band. Sometimes, he was the businessman. But he was always hands-on his daughter's career. Can you speak to how hands-on the family was in this project, if at all?
Yeah. We couldn't have done this without the family, obviously. And because we had the opportunity to be a series, I think it gives people so much more time with this family, so much more time with Selena, and it allots for a lot more personal moments. So I think having them be a part of this was important. We have now moments that, people haven't seen with this woman that they love so much, and I think it gives great insight on really who she is and at the core of who she is and how she became what she became for all of us. And seeing her as a family woman is so important because family was one of the most important things to her. So yeah, I was just grateful that they were a part of this, giving us that insight, giving me this opportunity, and then getting a chance to speak with Suzette was incredible, because even before all this, as a fan of Selena, Los Ninos, and the family, I kind of wondered often what it would have been like to talk to Suzette, and it was lovely. It was everything I wanted it to be.
Wow, everything. I love that, man. I love that. Christian Serratos is here. Christian, yes. I heard something you said in the beginning of this. I'm going to let Heather B and Tracy jump in, and we got callers lined up to talk to you, so you got a lot of fans. One of the things you said was, you give it your best shot, and you hope that people like it when you play it out. How important is that to you? Because this role, Selena fans are always, they're critical because they're so stout, they're so devoted, they're so engaged. Yeah. How much does that matter, the pressure being under, knowing the legacy of her fans, and how do you react to that, even if a fan may not react favorably to your performance?
Totally. That pressure is incredibly important. That anxiety of like, are they going to like it? Am I doing a good job? You need that, because that ensures that you're on your A game. That ensures that you're paying attention to detail. They keep you accountable. And also my devotion for Selena kept me accountable. Like, I am her fan. I am one of the fans. And I thought long and hard about if I was willing to commit to this in the way that anybody needed to commit to this. And I was prepared to do that. I really gave everything I could to this role. It was a way of me thanking Selena for everything she's done for me, for the community, for Latinas. It was so important to me. And, because we had the family involved, we had a way, we had a cheat sheet of knowing if what we were doing throughout the process was honest. And, hearing that the family is pleased is really all I could hope for. I really just wanted to, portray her spirit the best I could and be as honest I could. And then, the rest is public forum. It's kind of none of my business after that. I hope people enjoy, but if they don't, I'm proud of our work regardless.
I like that, Heather. You hear that, HB?
I do. Hi, thank you so much for calling into the show. We appreciate it. And I know doing a movie and doing a series is two different things, but just with you being sort of an introvert, as you said to us earlier, does it make it harder that a movie was done and somebody like Jennifer Lopez stepped into that role, and then you have to do it? Does it make it that much harder?
A bit, because not only am I stepping into, Selena's shoes, but also Jennifer, who did such an incredible job in the film. And I think the thing we tried to focus on often is that, the important thing here is that we're telling Latin stories, that we're telling stories about diversity. That is the story. That is what's important. And the fact that we get to tell this story, in my opinion, kind of for the first time, because especially with our first season, we have never seen this side of Selena. We have never seen her from this young age. We have never seen them in this like family dynamic as much as we did really in our first season. So to get to tell that story for the first time is so important. And I just, I think we all just need to keep supporting these very diverse shows and films, because it needs to keep happening. And the only way it will is if we continue to support each other and support the shows.
I like that, man. Okay.
Me too. Christian, and thank you again for joining us as well. And major congratulations to you, my girl. What you just started sharing about with the variety of stories, especially when it comes to the Latinx community, I remember seeing some people who felt kind of torn because, yes, it's important to see another side. One feature film about a multidimensional woman cannot encapsulate her entirety, you know what I mean? And this series focuses, like you said, on her family, on her younger age. But the torn aspect is some people thinking that it's so much easier for a big network to go for someone like a Selena, who's already popular, versus taking a chance on other stories within the Latinx community that have not been told at all. How do you feel about that?
Well, if it takes retelling the story of somebody like Selena, who is, such a deity in our community, if it takes telling that story again or a longer version of that story to open more doors, then maybe that is what we need to do. The film was a long time ago, and there are so many people in the community. There's so many Mexican people. There's so many Peruvian people. There's so many people in general that deserve to have their story told. And I agree. I think we all agree. I think we're all on the same page with that. But telling a different version of a Selena story is not going to hinder that. If anything, it's going to propel it forward.
Right.
Oh,
yep, I'm
man.
with you. That's facts.
888-742-3345. And we're talking about Selena, the series. You can find it on Netflix. Give us a call, Sway in the Morning. Yes, Sway in the Morning. DB, we got our special guest here. Please do the honors.
Oh, okay. She's been in the Twilight Saga for the first few films, and she's been a part of The Walking Dead, which I know a lot of people are waiting for that last season to start. And right now, she's starring in this Selena series on Netflix, which you can watch right now. And Christian Serratos is here with us.
Okay.
Christian.
Hey, guys.
DB, you got a question?
I do. Christian, Selena's murder stands out in my mind for a crazy reason, because I was living in Dallas, Texas at the time when it happened back in '95. And even though she was killed in Corpus Christi, which is a few hours south, I had some Mexican friends who lived down a block from me, and they were distraught. Like, I didn't really understand the impact. And, truth be told, I didn't listen to Selena. There was no social media back then. The internet was barely a thing. And so I didn't really get it. But it wasn't until when the Notorious B.I.G. got killed in '97, the same month in March as Selena, that I really understood why people were so sad over this incident. And so I was just wondering, do you remember where you were when you found out that she had been killed?
I was very young. I think I was 4, and I don't remember it. But I remember learning about it as I got older and feeling very invested in people's hurt. When somebody from your community gets taken, it's really a shock to the system. It kind of feels like that was your hope. And also, these people who have become icons have had a way of making us feel like they weren't just like our friend, but like kind of our family. Like they were like us. And so when that gets taken, it's a huge shock to the system. So I understand why telling stories like this means so much to people. I don't remember where I was, but I just remember learning about it as I grew up.
Yeah, you were like 4 or 5 years of age, so you probably don't even remember. You don't even remember you back then, but you don't even know who you were, Christian. Listen, I know you got a lot of press to do, but we want to invite you to come back on the show. I know we're gonna be The Walking Dead is gonna begin its 11th and final season of the show next year. We've had a few of your castmates on, so you got to come back and talk about that too, okay?
I would love that. All right, well, thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Christian, go off and be great. Tell Wolfgang we said hey.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. All right. Christian Serratos. Watch it on Netflix right now. Selena series. We got Celebrity Wire coming up.
Yup, and Tiffany Haddish, she's going to explain why she turned down a gig from the Grammys.
Sway in the Morning, Shade 4-5.